All right, good on everything. So many buttons to push.
Hi.
Welcome. Were you guys just making noise? I saw the bar moving, and I was like, they're just making.
We're having a whole conversation.
You have the whole conversation. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. That was backstage conversation chat. You didn't hear any of it. I didn't hear any of it either. But yeah. All right. Welcome to TNF season. What season are we in again? I always forget this part.
4, 5?
Four,
I don't
five?
know. I know we're on episode 7.
This is episode 7, yeah, because it's not 8.
Because it's one behind because you were on vacation.
Yeah, we did season 3. I swear I saw it just roll past in the credits. I'm just like, I don't remember what it is.
I guess are you starting from TNF or are you starting from the? I guess yeah, it is probably like
it's season
3 or 4.
Yeah, it's 4. It's 4.
Yeah.
I looked it up. It's 4. So season 4, episode 6. Welcome.
It is not this summer, Studio. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
It's officially spooky season.
Yes, we discussed this, as Faye has pointed out. July 5th?
July 5th
Starts spooky season.
is the start of spooky season.
Yes. All right. So welcome, Sage, to the podcast. So we kind of do a little. I'm kind of curious though, because I know this is your name change. You changed before, but can you kind of go over how you came up with your name, AbsurdSage?
So thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with the two of you. Really flattered. And I came up with it because I feel like it describes my personality really well. I have a really absurd sense of humor. I think just wacky stuff that people don't expect is really interesting or amusing. And I like to learn a lot and help people learn more about the world we all exist in. So I kind of like to teach, and I'm kind of off the wall.
Nice. I guess that makes sense. The combination of both. Yeah, the combination of both. That fully makes sense. All right. So, can you give us like maybe a brief introduction of who you are and what you do? Or, cause I know we kind of talked this on offline, but I just want to let the people know.
Yeah. So I'm in my late 30s, and I'm a single guy, and I've been working on getting involved in the streaming community a little bit more over time. I did my affiliate push, and then, it's kind of a sad story, but not that big of a deal. I just lost my personal drive after I hit the affiliate goal. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do now? And so after that, I ended up having my camera break, and so I'm personally of the opinion, my personal opinion, right? No judgment on anybody else. I appreciate a stream better when you can see the person that's talking to you. So I don't want to stream without a camera, and that's why I haven't gotten back to it.
Oh, okay.
I've been really interested in playing some indie games or watching some interesting, weird videos on stream lately, and I'm trying to find my way back to it around now.
Well, there you go. All right. I'm going to kind of do a kind of a recap, as we always do, because it's been a month between podcasts. So, Faye, what have you been up to since the last podcast?
When was the last podcast?
Last month.
I'm trying
like
to
4 weeks ago.
I'm trying to think what's been happening. Look, the memory is not great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like what has been happening in the meantime.
All right.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember what I've been doing. I've been getting back into my crafting stuff, and so time is an abstract construct that just it doesn't really exist for me. But I started pen paling again. I've got 2 pen pals right now, and I'm very excited to get letters back.
Oh, let me ask you this kind of like off the topic, because I wrote a letter, and then I totally don't remember. I think I remember smishes of what I put in there. Do you kind of also... Once you send it off, I feel like when you send it off, there's no record of what you wrote. The other person has it. Do you remember what you wrote down? I assume you would remember what you kind of wrote about.
So I I know that I don't have a great memory, so after I write my letters, take a picture of every letter that I've sent or that I'm going to be sending, so that when the person responds, I'll understand what they're responding
to. Makes sense, because you don't have the other end of the conversation. That makes sense. Okay. Sorry, continue.
So
I didn't mean to cut you off there.
That's how I deal with that. But yeah, otherwise, if you don't do that, if you're not neurotic like me, you send it off, it's theirs, they can do what they want with it, and you have no idea what you wrote.
Exactly. Because it's like in the moment you wrote it down, it's on a piece of paper, and it's gone. So you have no idea.
Yeah. Other than that, I have been slowly collecting the materials needed to start bookbinding. Again, I did just get a really good deal on a corner punch. I know this is so boring, guys, but it's the thing that makes your corners rounded. And so now I just have to source appropriate paper, because standard printed paper actually doesn't work if you want your books to last. And once I do that, I have several friends who have requested me to God, my friends are nerds and I love it, but I have friends who read fan fiction, and they'll have like their favorite one, and like they're just asked for me to bind it into like a physical book that they can put on their bookshelf, which is legal as long as you don't sell them. I'm not making any money off of it. I have a hobby. I need something to make into a book, and my friends are like, I have something that I want as a book, and it's like, great, match made in heaven. You're not legally allowed to sell fan fiction.
Gotcha. Wait, how long?
I need to make that very clear distinction.
Out of the question of like how many friends that are nerds you have, how long is that list of projects?
So currently I have 4 requests, 3 different friends. One has requested 2 different books.
Okay, 4 requests. Yeah. Not too bad. Okay.
So I have 4 books that have already been requested, but all of them are like a when you get to it kind of thing.
Well, that's good.
So I've sent them all like a list of questions that I need answered, and then depending on what they want, as I collect the tools that would let me do that, I will make those, because some things require more tools than other things. So like I have one friend, literally the second I get the paper, they get their book, and they actually are the one who requested 2 books. This works out because both of them don't need the more expensive stuff, but the other 2 friends, there's a machine that I need to get, and it's going to be like a $400 machine in order to make their books, though.
Wait, what? For a $400 machine? I just heard the price tag. I was like, ooh.
It's because of what they want on the cover, the way they want the covers to look. I'll need like a specialized machine, whereas like the other friend is just wanting a very simple leather bound book. They want it to be kind of sleek and kind of have that antique look, so I don't need as many tools.
Gotcha.
That's what I've been working on.
So to make some comments, I don't want to feel like we're not reading, but he says he feels AbsurdSage. I stopped streaming because I didn't want to invest in being comfortable in front of camera. So and also it's commenting, wait, you mean I've been needlessly nicking my knuckles on necessary pointy corners, all the while thinking there must be a better way, and there has been. And he also commented
like
400.
I'm being made fun of with that sentence.
Well, I feel like
I could be reading into it, but I feel like I'm being made fun of.
I don't know. I feel like it's 50-50 with pseudo, so I can't tell you that.
I know, right?
But
like, might be being sincere, might also be a troll. I don't know.
Yes, but I don't know if people nick their knuckles on corners, but there is a thing. I mean, aesthetically, I feel like it's pleasing though, right? Like if you have a corner that's curved rather than pointy, you don't have to worry about getting.
I feel like it just gives a really like clean finish to the book.
Exactly.
So it's definitely not a requirement. Depending on the way that you have bound it and like what the overall aesthetic of the book is.
Right.
Sometimes a crisp 90 degrees looks real good, but sometimes just having it kind of softened is more the vibe.
Right.
Definitely an optional thing, but usually one of those presses that can go through like a thick stack of books is like somewhere between $80 and $120.
Ooh,
and I managed to find one for $25, so I snapped that up.
Makes sense. Nice. One thing I wanted to comment, so kind of balance the update, but what is your current game fascination? Because I know you've been playing Fatal Frame, but that's like a classic. Sorry,
Oh
mate.
yeah.
So like, are you going to go into Fatal Frame 2 after Fatal Frame?
I'm going directly into Fatal Frame 2 after Fatal Frame 1. So yeah, on stream we're doing the Fatal Frame marathon. Off stream, I've been playing a game. It's called Unheard Voices, I think.
Okay.
It's Unheard something. Let me double check. Unheard Voices of Crime. It's like a puzzle game where you're basically reviewing like a security cam thing, but so you can go back and forth, but you can hear all of the different perspectives. You can go into every room, follow different people, and hear what everyone's saying at all times, and then you deduce like who did what, how things ended up the way that they did. It's interesting. I'm not doing it justice. It's much more interesting than I'm describing it as.
Well, you never know. But yeah. Sage, have you been up any video games that have been striking your fancy lately?
Lately I've been thinking about playing some old school stuff like the Halo Master Chief Collection, because I didn't grow up with the Xbox, so that's like a cultural phenomenon I missed out on. And just hitting up some old school classics or some indie arcade type games like Duke Nukem 3D or stuff like that. You know, just to get back to the low pressure, casual, fun stuff.
Of course. Gaming these days has just gone like high pressure simulation stuff. Like, yeah. Okay.
Pseudo, what's up?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What's a panopticon? Does anybody know what that word means?
I think it means an all-seeing thing.
I mean, that is what the suffixes mean.
Yeah.
But I think he was responding in relation to the game I was talking about, so that's where I got lost.
Oh, let's look. Panopticon. A design concept for a circular building, most notably a prison. When inmates are in cells facing a central tower, allowing a single guard in the tower to observe them, without the inmates knowing if they're being watched. Okay.
Hello, Victor. Welcome in.
Sounds about right. Possibly. But yeah. Oh, sorry. What was the last part of stage you said? Sorry, we can cut you off there. The old school game.
Oh, I forgot. I was just sitting here thinking about how fun it would be to talk to Faye about the leather binding and the pressing. I'm just like, hydraulic press or mechanical press? Ooh,
mechanical press.
Yeah,
I can show you my press. 1 second. Let me get it.
Okay, let's see it.
Keep talking. It's going to take me a second. This thing's heavy.
Okay. Well, Sage, I know we talked offline a little bit about it, but are you doing any kind of like remodel project that you're learning about? Because I know you wanted to help improve like the home and such.
Oh yeah. Recently it came up that we have to replace the kitchen counter, and generally we're looking to sell the house, put it on the market in the future. So trying to figure out all the details on that. What kind of backsplash do you put in with a butcher block countertop and shop and sinks and all that stuff? And it's basically an engineering and interior design project. So it's got plenty of details to fixate on.
Makes sense.
It's a little bit of a long-term project, because I'm not trying to rush it and make mistakes.
Oh, of course not. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Faye's back.
All right, Faye, what do we got going on here? We got toys.
That's the press.
Nice.
Oh, Vicky, you muted yourself when you came back.
We're not hearing you, sweetie.
Oh no, I hear her. One moment. She might hit something when she moved it. Huh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
I accidentally unplugged the cord from the mic.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so this is the press.
That's the press.
It's
okay,
solid steel. This thing is heavy. It's like 30 pounds.
So I don't have a video, but right now I'm looking like a little kid who's eager to get his hands on a teddy bear.
So yeah, it's a manual press, so you would put the book in this side and press it all the way to the back to square up the side, the spine of your book block. And then you just use this to crank it down.
Nice.
But holy moly, this thing is fucking heavy. Oh, God damn. It's like having a very, very bony child sitting on your lap.
It's way great to describe the book press there. Okay. All right. Oh, wait. Did the ad break? Said it went through already. Okay. Must be delayed slowly. Okay. Oh, yeah. So counter redone. Interesting. Any other projects on the horizon besides the counter, Sage? Or no?
Nothing super fun. I got a back fence I got to redo. That's pretty self-explanatory. Just put in an herb garden under the pecan tree. It turns out pecans release a toxin in the soil that makes it so other plants don't want to grow there.
Well, there you go. Nice.
So that was necessary to not get some penalties. HOAs are fun, all that joy.
Okay. All right, cool.
But yeah, things are going okay. Yeah, looking forward to a nice weekend. You all have any plans for this weekend?
I am booked solid for this entire weekend, and I'm already preparing myself to be a zombie come Monday.
That's true.
I'm just gonna be a wreck. I'm already exhausted.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
I went to the Chinese Lantern Festival down in Philadelphia last night. I have some pictures or some videos. I'll send some of them to Ty to put up with the podcast. It was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. If you live in the Philadelphia area and you didn't get to go this year, you should make plans to go next year because it was really, really pretty.
Right.
But a lot of walking, and now I'm very, very sleepy.
True. Don't make Faye walk a lot. That's all you gotta tell yourself. If you make plans with Faye, literally say, have a place for her to sit, so she doesn't have to walk everywhere. Invited to her friend's Labor Day barbecue tomorrow. That's in honor of labor movement and all those in labor. That's what Labor Day is about. True. I think Faye and I are going to an Alice in Wonderland themed tea house. She's excited. It's my second time.
Yeah, buddy.
So we'll see how. So it's definitely tea and all the joys of all the little tiny miniature snacks that we have on this Dick Tower. So
you love the scones.
Yes, the scones are amazing. I had them last time. They're the appropriate moistness, and they're not dry at all. But then you get a whole pot of tea for yourself. So we gotta make sure we get different flavors, so we don't have to try different flavors for sure. For sure. But yeah. All right, so that's kind of the recap and everything. Oh, I didn't get my recap. Totally forgot about myself. But yeah, so the last month I've been mostly, if I would describe, probably been as nesting. So we got a new couch, and she's like, thank God I got rid of those old couches, because every time Faye was on them, she was like, my back is not liking these couches because they're wet.
Those couches, you would sink. It was like the couch was trying to flip onto you. It's like a very, very slow Venus flytrap. I'm not convinced they weren't sentient and just very, very bad at eating their prey.
Well, they pretty much died in the garbage truck when they left. So, what was that?
The couch is a mimic.
Oh, the couch is a mimic. Yes,
it's just a very, very dumb mimic. Very slow.
Yes. So I got a new couch.
Have the snap feature.
And then I think my addiction to crushed ice, because Faye never takes crushed ice. I take it all the time, and literally the ice machine broke. And I was buying the couch, and I was like, I'm gonna get a new fridge. So Faye was like, we're getting a new couch, a new fridge, to spend the same week. I'm like, yes. So they showed up within the same week. And so it's a deeper fridge. So Faye says it's more space. I can't tell, but she's like, she can't reach. Before she could reach the back of the fridge fine. Now it's like just a couple inches in the back of the fridge you can't reach because it's a deeper fridge now. So
we have at least 4 inches more space deep wise, but more so I can tell that it's a bigger fridge, because before I could reach the cabinet that was above where the fridge like cutout area is, but this one stands out a little bit further because it's deeper, and it's just far enough out that I have to get on my tippy tiptoes, and I can maybe, just maybe, reach what I need. But more often than not, I need somebody who's taller or somebody who's not afraid of step ladders, because I am.
Yes. And the last thing I updated more recently was gardening, because I never, like, I feel like you take your parents for granted, because when you live with your parents and they have a house, right, and you grow up in the house, they never make you garden until the point where they need the grass mowed. And also, that's the only time I ever really helped with the garden, but my parents grew many plants, many flowers, and literally, as Faye can also attest, the weeds just took over the front yard, and I was like, she even tried to get me a mechanism that I broke, which is a lever, and it wasn't how do you describe it? What's the opposite of a lever?
You're supposed to lever it, and he tried to twist.
Yeah, I tried to twist because of the weed puller, and I broke it.
Not meant for that.
Yeah, not meant for that. So, but hire professionals. I learned in the days of millennials and Gen Zers and Gen Xers that we hire people to do stuff for us. So the whole garden crew came out and we did the front yard, started weeding around the side. We did at the back, kind of, but then I stopped. Like, there are like at least 4 different beds that are full of weeds. They're like, is that part of your problem? I'm like, yes. But I told them that's out of their scope, because that's the one I said, because they charge waste by yardage, and that would have been a lot of yardage or waste that we charge for just for removal. So next year, I will definitely hire them again to probably, once I whack everything down, get rid of it, have them come and dispose everything by the root and pull it out. So, because literally what I did, Faye, and I don't think you probably should, if you were here, you probably tell me that's not gonna work. I literally just like cut everything down to stub level, and then now this summer we up, they're all growing back. They didn't disappear, they just came back even stronger than before. So yeah.
Yep, you got to take out the root system.
Yep, exactly. So yeah.
You just hydrid them.
Yeah, the tool for that is usually going to be a cultivator, which you can either have a twisting cultivator or one that rolls back and forth with interlocking tines, and that acts like a mechanical tiller, where you can take an actual tiller through there and tear up all the roots, and it'll take the shoots and put them underneath and
he has plants. Soil. He has plants there that he actually wants to keep. So,
well, not in that area. Like there's mints in the first area.
Yeah, like 8 inches wide.
Okay, Sage, you have to message this to me later.
It might save you money versus landscapers.
True. Send this to me later, because my brain and Faye's brain also function the same way. You tell me something now. If you don't send me text later, I'm totally going to forget about it. So let me know a message later about that. So I'll take that under advisement. Suto's saying, back to the couches. Here's the question: how old are the couches? They were old. And then think about my friend has a summer job as a landscaper. It's heavy work. It's insane. Yep, it's part of owning a home. Exactly. You need to landscape your yard, or it's going to turn into, as Faye would tell me, you should just clover the whole backyard. It's cost you a lot to start it, but then you won't have to.
I'm very much pushing for Ty to get rid of the grass and go with a clover yard. It's better for bees. You don't have to mow it.
Mm-hmm.
It actually keeps most weeds from growing. It's pretty. It's whimsical.
There you go.
Mostly you don't have to get anyone to mow it.
That's true too. That's another cost. There we go. That I wouldn't have to go over. But yeah, so that's the update. I also, game-wise, I've been, of course, still doing Targa, but the other game I've been doing pretty interesting is called The Altars. It's kind of like a sci-fi base management, crew management, survival, resource gathering games, like all the things of above. So, but I've been trying to survive in my crew. So if you come for days it's not Tarkov Day, that will be that game. And we're making progress. I have at least 4 or 5 different altars of myself. So I'm trying to like manage them and get them. I don't know how many access games has, but it's a very intricate storyline, I believe. So yeah. All right. So that's kind of the recap and everything we've been talking about. Kind of leads into I guess, our first topic. So today it's literally a variety stream that's a podcast. So we're going to talk about a variety of topics today. But the first thing is kind of a grandma core and hobby trends, because I feel like hobbies are making a comeback. People are getting new hobbies. Maybe people are getting smaller, side things they're doing. I know Faye's picked up a couple. So like, have you picked up any hobbies that kind of surprise even you? And there's like any kind of like, what do you think about nostalgia hobbies that are currently blowing up at the moment?
Are you asking me or Sage first?
I'll go with Sage first. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not super familiar with it being such a blow-up trend. That might just be because I'm not as in touch with the greater scene. You probably more of a social butterfly than me is all I mean by that. I know my sister, for example, has been knitting for like years, and it's just kind of nice to have a hobby, in my opinion, where it's a little bit of a craftsman skill because you can value your production.
Yeah.
Like, it's just real rewarding whenever you finish a project like that and you have a really nice result.
Wait, have you picked up knitting, or are you just talking about your sister?
No, that's just my sister. I don't
Okay.
do stuff like knitting. I've thought about going into leatherworking and all that, but just the amount of money spent on tools. Yeah, Faye's nodding along. Then you know how much the tools cost and how much the skins cost. It's not a low investment hobby, and it takes a lot of space and a lot of planning. And like I was saying before, I'm working on stuff around, in my personal life and on the property, trying to improve that right now. So I don't have all that time. But I think overall, the trend towards side hustles has just kind of opened the door for people to do things that are a little bit more niche that they might enjoy more on their own.
Yeah, there you go. Faye?
So first I want to touch on something that Sage said. Because like Sage is saying he's not really in touch with like what like the trends and the cultural norms on things like this. I'm very aware of this cultural shift towards hobbies, and one of the things that I'm actually really liking about it is because there's actually over the last year, maybe two, but I really became aware of it in the like last year, is there's been this like real concerted push against hustle culture. Like, people are trying to embrace hobbies that are just for the sake of having a hobby and pushing back against the needing to monetize all of your hobbies, because a lot of millennials, we were raised on this concept of if you have a hobby and you can't monetize it, you're just wasting your time, right?
Yeah.
And people are really trying to be like, no, like I'm enjoying myself, and that makes it worth my time and worth my money. And the hobby that I've been seeing blow up the most is actually crochet, probably because as far as like inherent skill needed right out the gate and like money to get into it, it's one of the cheapest, lowest barrier to entry hobbies out there. Like, even I started with crochet way back in the yonder years because it doesn't take much dexterity. You can literally teach it to like a 4 or 5 year old, and yarn you can get from like Michael's or Walmart for like $2 or $3. And yeah, it's not going to be the nicest stuff, but for like maybe $10 in an afternoon, you can go from I can't do anything to having a wonky shaped scarf or a wonky shaped doll or something.
Wonky, yeah, that's right.
It's gonna be wonky, but like,
yeah.
But being able to go from nothing to something in just an afternoon, a day at most, is really low barrier to entry. So that's the one that I've been seeing explode a lot. But I'm seeing other hobbies just where like people are just showing off their hobby just for the sake of showing off their hobbies. And it's been really nice because I've, for my entire life, been a hobby for the sake of hobby person. And I've always had people trying to be like, oh, well, monetize this. You can monetize this. You could sell this. You could do this. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. Like, I've always been the once I turn this into a job, I'm not going to like it person. And I wanted to keep enjoying what I was doing. So now that the cultural shift is happening, it's been very refreshing because now I can do my hobbies and talk about my hobbies and not immediately have people being like, well, how do you make money off of it? You don't, Karen.
No.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. It's very true.
Because you called this segment Grandma Core, I do feel like that's specifically geared towards me because almost every hobby that I have is kind of grandma-esque.
All the scrapbooking. No, scrapbooking.
Yeah. Oh, it's knitting and crochet and sewing and bookbinding and baking.
I gave up every sub in the bubble says shooter to pass me. Sorry, Pseudo. She kind of, I'm make sure to turn those off. But yeah, sorry, alerted. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Rename the grandma hobbies again.
What was that?
Go for the grandma hobbies. Sorry, the sound scared me and the bulletin went up.
It's crochet and knitting and bookbinding and sewing and baking and like the amount of time, like since I was like 10 years old, people have been jokingly calling me a grandma because of my hobbies.
Okay.
So,
it's
yeah.
So, can I make a confession?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think one of the first crafts I learned was counted cross stitch from my grandmother.
Also, yeah, I like cross stitch.
Crocheting, and I know exactly what you're talking about with the wonky shape because you have no consistent tension. It's so hard to learn. And,
that is the hardest part, and that just comes with times.
Another side note is I just did a quick Google to make sure I wasn't confused, and there are crochet machines, but they can't do the complicated patterns like a lot of the handwork stuff can do, and they're a lot less common than knitting, so that probably contributes towards people doing handwork crochet as a hobby.
I want to look that up because my understanding is that you can't actually use a machine for crochet.
Oh man, I just started a contention.
Oh, here you go.
I'm not going to call it a contention. It's so I don't tend to go into politics or anything like that on Ty's podcast, and I'm not going to go super deep into anything, but I'm sure people are aware of the whole like sustainability movement and like people trying to be more conscientious of where they buy their clothing and things like that. One of the big topics of conversation there is when you see clothing that has like crochet embellishment on it, and the reason is because crochet can't be done by a machine, which means anytime you see something that's actual crochet, it has to be done by human hands, which means there's probably even more exploitation happening than there is even in just standard clothing. And that's the only reason why I'm pretty confident in what I'm saying. Now, there are machines that can do embroidery that is meant to, from a distance, look like crochet. I actually have a dress that the top part of it is made that way, but if you look close, you can see that it is in fact, it's just very tight zigzags going in the shape of what crochet would look like. But because of the way that crochet twists around itself and into itself, I'm pretty sure there's not an actual machine that crochets at all. But I'm totally willing to look up more info on it and redact this if I am wrong.
If you find it. All right. We'll deal with that for the next time to see. So we're going to go too far down the rabbit hole. But, all right. So I think I tried picking up gardening. Well, that was a loud car.
Sorry.
I tried to pick up gardening and fake it. I kind of did not go as well. I mean, it was fun to see the plants grow and everything, but I think I just ended up with a cucumber and one tomato plant out of all the plants I planted. So I might have to attempt that next year with lessons learned. So you do a hobby and you don't succeed of it, remember what you did to fail and then come back again for another go at it. The other thing I think is kind of, because I know I do this primarily, we're still kind of doing content creation for the Respawn Collective. That's kind of been the new thing. And it's kind of interesting to do it because like it's literally, we don't cater to having like a camo of the person's face. So it's like someone's perspective, someone's voice, and you're playing a game where you kind of have to kind of be descriptive, also kind of like narrating what you're trying to do, and also try to be also funny at the same time. So I think participating in that is trying to get myself out of the shell of like how I pertain or how I approach playing a game to make it interesting for someone to watch, without having someone to stare at my face and see what my reactions are. Because I realize now when I watch videos of me like shooting, my face just like tenses up because I'm like, shoot this person and try to make sure they die before I do. But it's very interesting to see how faces react to that moment. But yeah, I feel like in terms of just hobbies that I picked up, I feel people are maybe still possibly journaling more. Maybe because I feel like there's one thing to kind of see, like, I guess, be retrospective about their lives, and maybe that, I don't know. But I mean, every hobby now I've seen from Faye's standpoint has been like, she's pen paling, she's now possibly bookbinding and other things. So I'm just watching, I'm living vicariously through Faye's hobbies. See what next one comes home next and she'll start doing. But this is going to lead to an interesting part of the segment. I know Faye's like, oh no, don't give me another hobby. So we're going to kind of challenge each other to maybe pick one, either one practical or one silly hobby. I don't know. I want to maybe lean on, I'll give you an option of two. But do you have an idea or you want me to go first?
You go.
Okay. All right, one practical. I feel like I don't know if you ever journaled before, Faye. Maybe one practical kind of like a journaling retrospective. Maybe it doesn't have to be like, and then just on and off depending on what your thoughts are, and kind of like to get it on paper. So one hobby, journaling. Another silly hobby that I can see practical means. I don't know, and I don't know if you ever done this before. You might have done this before, might not. Learning how to make a pizza from scratch.
I've done both of these things in the past, actually.
Okay. Have you done both of these in the past?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, let me.
I don't know if that means anything in the way that you want to approach this. Like, I can still pick between them, but if you wanted something I'd never done before,
okay, I'll add another one.
I'm gonna wish you luck.
Wish you luck. All right, well, let me try this. The third one. Have you put? Well, I assume everyone at all their time has probably put together a Lego set. Have you done any Lego sets recently?
Recently, no. I don't really mess with Legos recently.
Okay, so maybe have you partake in a gigantic, could be a stream. You sit there and just put together a gigantic Lego and put it together and see. So maybe a Lego one, if that's kind of out of your, something new for you to try or haven't been recent. So, all right.
I don't think I've ever done like a proper Lego set. Like, I was a poor kid, so all my Legos were hand-me-downs, so it was very freeform.
Okay, so proper set. I will find you a proper set for you to try. All right, so those are my three. Do you have would you prefer the Lego one? I mean, you've done pizza making and done journaling before. Or you want to venture into Lego?
If I had to pick between the three, I would say either journaling, because honestly, I think everyone should do a little bit of journaling, and I've been meaning to get back to that anyway, because it's good for your mental health. I would say either that or the Lego, because that's just random and interesting in general, and I like the physical act of making things.
Okay.
So either of those, I'll let you pick those two.
All right, we'll leave a surprise when I come back for next episode, so no one knew which one we picked.
Okay.
All right, so what do you have for me?
So it would definitely take more time, but it would mean we would have to hang out a little bit more too.
Okay.
Practical, you could learn to knit.
I knew this was coming.
Because then you could make your own socks and stuff.
Okay.
And that is a useful skill. I genuinely believe everyone should know how to make some sort of basic clothing for themselves. And I think that knitting is a slightly easier entry than sewing is. So either that or Oh, you
haven't figured out the silly one? Oh, here it comes.
I got to think of something silly for you. The problem is what people consider silly, because I think you think the pizza thing was a silly thing, but I'm like, no, that's fun. Like,
well, I think it's a
pizzas would be
silly.
Cool.
Sure,
was that?
go ahead.
Yeah.
I have an absurd suggestion.
Okay,
Let's
absurd.
hear it.
Stage.
Cosmetics.
Makeup.
Oh,
You know that's a skill you do need if you're gonna be cosplaying, Ty.
true. You can try that.
We could teach you how to contour your face.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll deliberate on this. No spoilers yet. We'll see what will happen. So we'll report back
Tune in
on
next month if you want to see which ones
tune
we
in next
picked.
month. Yeah, exactly. Tune in next month to figure it out. All right. I know Sage, you're not necessarily back next episode, but I know. Are you have anything you want? Can we suggest for you to try? But you don't necessarily have to report back to us, suggestion wise.
No, he has to report back to me. I will poke you on Discord. I absolutely expect updates. What are you talking about?
Okay. All right. Well,
So
maybe
you're asking me to think of some for myself?
Well, we're going to give you some.
Is there anything you've been wanting to try that you've been putting off that we can pressure you into, bully you
exactly.
a little bit?
Well, I was gonna make a ditty bag at some point out of cotton duck, and I have all the stuff, but I never did it.
What the heck
What
is
is
that?
What is that? Explain more context for us,
it's
sir.
like, when you think of an old school sailor, they had that big canvas bag they carried all their stuff in. It's like the precursor to the rucksack.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, do that and then show it to me.
There you go.
I demand pictures.
All right, I'm gonna need some collaborative input. Is that cool?
Yeah,
there you go.
You've got my Discord.
There you go. All right.
We'll see
So
how
cool.
that goes.
We will waiting for updates to share next month. So pictures, or I never haven't. Okay. All right. So
We go.
all right. So I don't know. We'll see. Get ready with me featuring Titanic. Get ready with me featuring Faye 1. We will see. We don't know. Maybe. All right. So our next topic is another kind of like off the wall. I don't know. This isn't really matched together, but maybe people are going on more outdoor adventures and glamping. So I don't know. I know Faith camped. Sage, have you camped before? I'm assuming you have. I'm guessing maybe. Maybe not. Maybe so.
Yeah, I'm kind of outdoorsy.
Okay. So are you guys preferencing? The question is kind of like, are you a tent in the dirt? Are you glamping? I don't know. I have never glamped either, so I can't really comment. But I'm assuming glamping is probably more upscale because it's glamping pod with an AC. And then, like, if you have any stories about your worst camping fail, outdoor fail you ever had. So what kind of story there? This is kind of branching off into different topics first, but we'll start with that. So, Faye, you want to start?
So there is a middle of the road between these two, which is also RV camping, which is not the same as glamping. And I've done the RV and I've done the tent in the dirt. I've never done the current glamping where you have like full AC all the time and it's super like bougie people pretending they're outdoorsy. I haven't done any of that, but the like poor version of glamping.
Okay.
I enjoy tent in the dirt camping, but I'm gonna say I would probably stick with an RV simply for the fact that I'm allergic to almost every type of bug that's out there if I get bit. So it's not comfortable.
All right.
Like when I get mosquito bites, they're like this big. And if I get bit by a spider, I'm probably going to the hospital. So, and ants are also not good. I also get big welts from those. So for that reason, I tend to prefer to not be
in the tent.
Their home. They
like
don't come
RV.
in my home. I don't go to their home. It's, we get along great that way. But I've done tent in the dirt and it's fun. Biggest fail with that was when I was a kid. We did that a lot because, again, grew up poor. Camping is very cheap when you need a vacation. And we went one time, and my dad didn't check the weather in advance.
All right.
And it rained. Not just a little rain. I mean, like torrential downfall. I mean, like we had the kids' tent, the parents' tent, and then we had like it wasn't like a full tent. It was like an awning type one where we had like kitchen stuff set up, and like they were no more than 5 feet apart from each other in any point of the triangle. And from the doorway, whatever, of my tent, I could not see the other 2 tents. That level of rain. And the kids' tent was slightly downhill. And in the middle of the night, I felt us starting to shift.
I can see that happening.
Luckily, it was fully enclosed and waterproof on the bottom, so like we didn't have water coming in. But yeah, we were definitely starting to slide. Do not recommend.
We were camping on a slope during a rainstorm. I gotcha.
Yeah. Do better prep. Check the weather.
Check the weather. Okay. All right, Sage, what are your experiences of camping?
So I've got a couple of mishaps, and I'm not sure which one was. Well, one was camping, the other one was fishing. So we'll go with camping.
All right.
So I was out camping, and we didn't bring firewood. I didn't realize how cold it was going to get, but I did bring an axe. So there was standing dead wood, and I went ahead and cut some standing dead wood. You know, decent amount. Seemed like it'd be good. This was before I really started learning much about outdoorsy stuff, and it turns out cedar burns really fast. So it got to be a little bit of a cold night. That was not very fortunate. Oh no, another one that went really bad. I camped on a beach without a sleeping pad. That was the coldest night I've ever had.
Oh yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah.
If you don't know, sleeping on the sand without anything to buffer it will cause the sand to take all the heat out of your body, and it's going to be like you're sleeping on a cold waterbed all night.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Yup.
Damn. Do you have a preference on camping style? Because I know it's like a tent camping your style, or
yeah, I'm a tent guy. I've considered the semi-glamping thing. If I was doing it with a partner, I'd maybe rent a little cabin out in the woods and stuff. That way they don't have to do anything they don't know or want to do, right?
Makes sense.
But personally, yeah, man, tent, dirt, sleeping bag. I got a wool blanket just so I could bring it with me if I ever needed it.
Nice. All right. Nice. There you go. So I kind of already prefaced the question. I have never clamped, so I've seen them, and pseudos, right? They are super expensive, so I never kind of have gone that route. Yet we kind of, my sister and I used to camp a while ago, but this is before she had kids. So once she had kids, kind of like derailed. So I have 2 tents in the garage, a large like 6-man and then a small 4. So I have camped before. I like camping for the fact that, like, if you cook something while camping, for some reason, I don't know why, it tastes 10 times better than if you were cooking it at home. I don't know why. It's kind of, Faye, do you have a reason for that, or is it your head?
I mean, are you camping over a campfire, or are you camping over a Bunsen burner?
Campfire.
Oh, it's because of the whole, like, charcoal versus propane kind of argument.
Okay. So this is because I'm hungry.
The wood that you burn, the wood that you cook over adds flavor to the food that you wouldn't have otherwise had. If you'd said Bunsen burner, I couldn't have given you a fucking answer, but that one I know.
There you go.
That's why I also, when was it like last year when you were asking me about like grills, I was like, get a charcoal grill. It will taste better.
True. She's
because anything you can do on propane, I can do on the stove because it doesn't add anything.
Makes sense. But yeah, I don't remember the worst ones. I feel like there's those roll around rain, but just because the fact that rain is miserable while you're camping, so it's not really anything exciting. I did spot. So we did the thing where I guess we didn't put some of the food away, and overnight some animal must have got in, because we could see when we woke up the next day, a bear probably like, or something tore over the bread and it was all over the place.
Oh no.
So we saw that happen. That and the what do you call it? I did spot a bear, but I was leaving the bathroom. The bear was probably way out in distance, but I'm like, there's a bear. So bears have been part of my camping experience. I've seen them. The last trip we went on with my sister, we were trying to figure out, like, do we want to get back into camping? And she's now at the point where also we're probably phased out too. It's like, I don't want to get bitten. So she's like, let's go. We went to an Airbnb, but it was in the mountains. So it was pretty remote. It was nice Airbnb, but of course, it was AC, so it wasn't really camping per se. But the funny thing about being in the mountains, I guess they put this like little houses like on the edge of the property, and I guess they put food in so that the bear will come and just eat there and not look for food. But the only interesting part too about that, we did see a bear there, so we just took pictures of a bear that was eating from there. My mom was like, there are bears, and then after she heard the bear, she was like, every time a kid went outdoors, she's like, it's going to follow the kid, make sure nothing happens to them for a bear. And there's also a funny story. We drove into town, and like, how deer crossing or deer cross the road, I was getting closer. I'm like, that's a bear, and the bear kind of literally like stopped. The whole inertia like stopped. Like you could feel like he was like going for it, but then turned around. But you could see in slow motion, it's like, I don't want to get hit, and then turned around and went back the other way. So
I remembered another bad one.
I remember a bad one. Go ahead.
Yeah, we were staying in an RV. I was with my bio dad for this one. And on the being allergic to all of the bugs, we were experimenting with different bug sprays, trying to find the one that would work the best. We did find one that was fantastic at keeping me from getting bitten. It brought other problems though. So we were staying at Okefenokee Swamp. It's a swamp that's on the border between Florida and Georgia. Really interesting place if you've never been. Very pretty. We went canoeing with the crocodiles and all of that shit. It was cool. But the bug spray that we were using is called Skin So Soft. Great bug spray. Main ingredient. I think Ty might know where this is going. Main ingredient's baby oil. And it was the middle of summer. So I was like 10, 11. I was wearing like a tank top and shorts because it's hot as balls outside. And we were in the canoe all day. Guess what happens to you when you're covered in oil in the hot sun for like 5 hours? Plus they reapplied it when this mosquito started hovering around me. Wow. I was crispy by the end of that day. Yeah, like I had like blisters on my shoulders from it, and 0 of 10, do not recommend wearing that if you're going to be out actually like in the sun.
There you go. So what was that called again? Just to reiterate.
Skin So Soft. No, this was like 20 years ago. They might have changed the formula.
Okay.
That was a pretty big fluke. Like that was a problem. And considering where you would wear bug spray, outside, maybe they've changed this formula. Check it before you like go boycotting them or anything like that. But back then it was a bad idea. You could have used that as like a tanning oil and you might have been okay, but not if you were like actually outside doing shit.
Makes sense. All right, so kind of to tie in, this is random and kind of thought about it, and because like subathons, and I don't think I've never done past a 12-hour. I don't know. What's the longest you streamed today? I don't know. Have you streamed like?
I think the longest stream I ever did was probably when I was playing the inky something in the ink machine. I can't remember the name of it. I got hooked and beat the entire game in one stream.
In one stream?
In one stream.
Is it Bendy and the Ink Machine?
That's Bendy and the Ink Machine. Yeah, that was it. It was a good game, guys. You should play it.
There you go. But like, would you rather, and I know probably Faye would be like, no, a 24-hour Twitch subathon indoors versus a 20-hour camping subathon outdoors.
Indoors. Absolutely fucking indoors. Please.
Sage, if you had the option, which one would you do?
Do I have to do it where I live?
No. You do not.
Oh, then totally camping. I would get some nice tripods, maybe a Joby, and I'd do it outdoors. It'd be great fun.
There you go.
The reason I don't go camping more is because it's boring.
It's boring. That's true.
Fair.
I mean, I would say both has benefits. I mean, you're right. I meant to say it does look here too, because like Faye and I can both comment that when we have our computers running, our lights going, it gets really hot when you're sitting in front of the camera for that long of a time. So I don't know. Maybe So maybe. Hey, PC. Hello. Camping's not boring. That's a 24-hour. I feel 24-hour outdoor would be interesting, but you would have to be with friends and you would have to be doing stuff, I imagine. So it's a cross between both of those. To
be fair, I think any 24-hour stream would require the assistance of friends.
True.
The benefit of being inside is that my friends don't have to physically be in the same room. They can be wherever they are, country, city, whatever, and still interact with the stream. Whereas if you're doing an outdoor one, that's a lot more tricky.
That is also very true. So yes, that is true. All right. So we'll move from that topic. So we're going to talk a little bit about VTubers, and I think there's kind of like a fallout with Iron Mouse and VShojo, which is her company. But then I think it's kind of brings up an interesting topic because I think Sage brought this up before. Because I've seen VTubers, and I know Faye has seen VTubers. I don't know if Sage has. But like, what do you think about avatars versus face cam streaming? And also having an agency, which is also kind of just like, it's kind of, we're not wanting to get too political about it, but like, does it hurt? It's probably any creative, like any like actor, any person that needs an agent or someone to help them. Would that hurt that person who's streaming in the long run? And just to kind of like give this kind of the background to it, they do provide startup support to a streamer because like I think the V model was given to Iron Mouse, so she was able to use that. But like with the point where, I mean, is it like a risk, or would you? And also, then would you, like, what do avatars let you do that face cam can't? It's kind of interesting topic because, like, I feel like we all want that person, someone there that we know that we're watching this person to what's it called, be the face of the stream. But then, if you have that face or you don't have that face, is there benefits or disadvantages? Sage, I'll come to you first for this one.
Okay.
How feels like I do?
No, Sage.
Sage,
by
go
all
ahead.
means.
A month-long stream is 2 hours or less now. Start, go ahead.
Okay, my bad. Sorry about that. To mention about the comments, I've known somebody who streamed for 67 days, but they did break for sleep. So, slightly different.
Slightly different.
What? I like VTubers sometimes. I've seen some really good VTubers that use like motion tracking software of some kind, and I really enjoyed that. But then there's the other ones that are like PNG tubers, and I just don't like those as much personally. But I think anything is better than no visual representation of the streamer, because it kind of adds some excuse me. You can kind of see their personal expressions a little bit more and their body language, and it just makes it a little bit more nonverbal communication rich. And so, like, if you just don't want to be on camera, I think, for sure, go ahead and do PNG tubing, do VTubing, do what you like, do what makes you happy, and whatever your community enjoys. Just have a good time with it. But personally, I prefer camera, or I might do motion tracking VTubing if I had the choice.
Okay. Oh, it's funny. It turned those off. Thank God. Trying to put a command in there. So yeah, I feel like for avatars versus face cam, you need a presence. I mean, there's only a certain point where you don't have a presence. It's kind of like a person can be quiet and you don't know what's going on because you don't have anything to base off their reaction to some things. But yeah, like I feel like there's benefits, but there's also drawbacks probably to using a PNG tuber. So the difference between a PNG tuber and VTuber and a motion capture is probably more tracking the features, so it's more expressive. As a PNG tuber, it'll either would light up or just move, which is also very simplistic, but can also get the job done if you do it appropriately too. But yeah, in terms of just like, I don't know, this is kind of like a left field question about the agencies. I feel like having someone backing you probably is good if you're starting out. But as someone, you learn the craft, like Faye and I probably have never had like any professional agency backing the craft. We kind of learn everything as we go. You definitely get better in time. Faye probably can just do that. The early stuff was probably really rough around the edges, and you learn and learn and learn, and things kind of like smooth out to get to the point where you are, where things seem a lot smoother, and you invested time and effort to making your stream run as smooth as you can. But yeah. But I think I feel like avatars, that they probably allow you to not have to be as presentable if you're going to stream, because then the avatar will do all the work for being ready. And I think that's the only caveat I think of it, because you don't have to be showing your face. Your avatar is your face, but then I feel like I've seen people avatars where they have things interact with them, like objects being thrown at their avatar. They can switch to different outfit changes. So there could be various options, because to have someone physically go change their outfit will take time, but then you hit a button, your avatar can change automatically too. But yeah, what is it to say? Do you guys think VTubers have to turn their stream delay up to get the software time to animate? Isn't there already a degree of latency anyway of any stream?
Yeah, on average it's about 15 seconds.
Yeah, I feel like whatever comes across to the person probably is when they see it. So I don't think there's any latency to it, but I don't know. We'll get to that point, because it's kind of leading to something else entirely different. But hey, what is your opinion on this?
So I do agree having that some sort of face that on Twitch you are your own mascot basically, right? Mm-hmm. When people think of your channel, they think of your face or your avatar. So definitely having one of the two is much more preferable. I do kind of agree, on a personal preference, I agree with Sage. If it's just one of the PNGs where it's slightly grayed out and lights up when the person starts talking, or maybe they'll get slightly fancier and it's stands there motionless, but then it has a gif of its mouth doing this when they start talking. Those are okay, but I find them just personally boring. I view Twitch the way that I treat Twitch anyway. If I'm going into a channel, it's because I want to interact with the streamer. This is also why I don't watch big streamers, just to be clear. Mm-hmm. It's about getting to interact with the streamer. If I didn't want to interact with the streamer, then there's no point in watching a live broadcast. I'll just go watch a Let's Play on YouTube at that point, So having the ability to actually see expression on their face makes it easier to connect, which if your goal is to connect and to build communities and things like that, I think that's camera's absolutely the best way to go. Obviously, though, you can do the VTuber thing, but even then, all the big VTubers I know, they use the motion capture thing, because it's the same thing. If you're motion capturing, you can make your avatar show surprise or a laugh. It looks like it actually has emotions, and True. I think that's really the key thing on it. But I also understand that that's more expensive to get. So it's kind of like the cheapest obviously is no camera, PNG, then camera, and then motion capture is going to be the most expensive way to do it.
True.
So I understand why people opt for that middle PNG thing where they're like, well, it's better than no camera. So like, I'm not going to fault them, but I'm also probably not going to be in your chat channel. Sorry.
Yep. As PG says, face cam is hard. She will stream if you didn't feel the need. She will stream all the time if you didn't feel the need to have face cam. So,
and I understand that, especially as a woman, like you feel like you have to meet a certain level of attractiveness to, did you have, you're going to use a face cam. You have to reach a certain level or you're just going to get, like, I have had people say horrific things to me on days where I didn't quite have my makeup up to par and things. So like, I can understand why, I mean, maybe that's not PT's reason, but I feel the same way. It was like, I'd probably stream more if I didn't feel like I had to put the effort into getting ready as much. But I'm trying to combat that now, like on Sundays when I do the first part of the Sunday stream. I was starting earlier, but it's a get ready with me thing. So like that's kind of me trying to push back a little bit on the needing to be like camera ready before you hit go live.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, by the end of that portion, I've got my makeup on and everything, but there's very much some funky in between areas where it looks a little crazy.
Yeah, true.
On the subject of the agencies, is that the word we're using?
Yeah, that's where we're at. Yep.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't think agencies help small streamers grow. I think agencies that are talking to small streamers are typically looking to take advantage of small streamers. I also feel the same way about sponsors. If you only stream to like somewhere between 5 and 30 people on average, well, maybe 30, but like 5 to 20, sponsors aren't trying to talk to you. Nobody who's actually going to pay you what you're worth is trying to talk to you. What they're trying to do is take advantage of you, and they think you're dumb enough to take the scraps that they're offering you because you don't know your worth yet. Because they'll offer you like $75 for 2 hours of advertising or 4 hours of advertising, or they want you to have their ads up like the entire stream. They want to give you a script and tell you what to say, and like all of that's taking advantage of you. And I think that agencies do the same thing because agencies will take a cut of what you earn. But when you're a small streamer, the agencies that I've seen people getting signed up into, they aren't actually providing anything other than they're like, well, we'll give you our name and you'll be able to network with everybody else that's in the agency. But they also, like, those types of agencies don't tend to have any kind of like synergy with the types of people that they're trying to get in. They're literally just trying to get in anybody who they think they can get money out of. So like, if you're someone who mostly plays horror games, why would I want to talk to someone who mostly plays sports games? That's not helping either of us. But those two people would be in the same agency. Right. Because, they're not trying to help us. They're just trying to pad their bottom line because we only get like $2.50 for sub, and they'll be like, oh, we get $1 out of each sub. Yeah, that's pretty for doing nothing.
Makes sense. All right, so I kind of thought about this more, and I feel like maybe add another challenge to this, but I know that the really good VTubing stuff is probably out of our budget range. So like, but like, I don't know, like, would you feel like up to a challenge of maybe creating a PNG? Because that probably is easier to do. Challenge-wise, to see where you can come up with one, or no, or you can just imagine what I know this is kind of a big ask. It's going to take more time out of Faye's many hobbies that she does every month. So, what are your thoughts? I mean, could we do like a maybe PG and a PNG avatar?
I wouldn't mind making a PNG one, but I wouldn't use it on my own channel. If you wanted me to use it on the next podcast, or if you want me to just send it to you and be like, I made the thing and you can look at it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't ever want to put any kind of VTuber stuff on my own channel. That's kind of always been a stance that I had there. So
Okay, that's fine. We can probably create one, imagine one, and see what it would be. So we'll go back and see what we can find. But like, I don't know. I know we aren't gonna see Sage's avatar anytime soon, but I mean, you want a face cam mostly. But what route would you go, Sage, if you were going to create one? Like, would you create something on your interest, or?
I would probably, if I had to do a different presence, I would probably start with PNG and work on being more of a motion tracked VTuber over time. Probably trying to use things like the old Xbox 360 capture camera. See how I can work that into it. It's like a 3D camera that's pretty affordable, you know.
Yeah.
But it worked all right. It works okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'd be a lot more satisfying to me, even if it doesn't have the smoothest motion capture, because I'd be able to make like stupid gestures.
Makes sense. Yeah.
That could be fun.
Well, we'll go take this challenge and see if we can create an interesting VTuber or not, and maybe share it on next podcast. But yeah, there's some comments that go recap. Pseudo's talking about bigger streamers, not the mega celeb ones. One playing Kotobi digital viewership. I was seriously impressed at how quickly and consistently they could engage in such a lively chat while also speedrunning. Interesting. PT's commenting on, well, I think part of it's particularly can't wear makeup. I look how I look, and that's it. I can't compete, and it has to be okay. Also, Connor's face is beautiful, and doesn't seem anyone would say anything rude. Yeah. But yes, and also PT says being able to connect with chat is huge. But yes, and then, but yeah. All right, so we'll see what we come with next one. So we might just create simple PNG VTubers and talk about on what we came on next stream. So this is kind of a different format I did before. I was trying to wrap all the AMAs and all the little like side segments together. So let me figure out this one. I have a question for you guys. I feel like I've asked Faye almost every question on the planet because I don't think anything I could ask her. She probably wasn't heard answer to some form of regard.
That's because I also get questioned off stream, guys.
True. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. Has any of you guys have your favorite? I know we probably already all played this genre before. I guess this is the survival genre game. So, like, is there any game of that genre you played that you really, really enjoyed or had a good mechanic or something that you would go back to if you could? For like the survival genre. It could be survival of just plain building the base, survival, to surviving in a harsh environment. So
I know I have the perfect answer for this.
Oh, you do? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Oregon Trail, boys.
Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail. That's my survival.
There you go, the classic.
Wow.
He went there, chat.
Core
He
memory
went there.
unlocked.
Yeah. I know PT's doing Vintage Story. I know about Vintage Story. It's not Minecraft. That's true. That's also a survival game. Faye, anything that you played recently? Do you have in mind?
I'm thinking.
You're still thinking? Alright.
I mean, is Fatal Frame considered a survival game?
I meant horror. I don't know about survival.
I'm sorry,
You kind
did
of.
you just insinuate that Fatal Frame's not horror?
No, it is horror. It's survival. I don't know if I'll classify that as survival.
Is it a survival horror or no? I don't know what you consider. I'm looking through my stuff right now.
Yeah.
When you say survival horror, I think of The Forest and Green Hell.
Okay,
I think it does too.
Specifically
Yeah.
talking about things that like are like resource gathering and things like that. Okay.
Yeah, I meant, okay, I can give it to you if you want.
No, I want to be in the spirit of it. That's why I'm asking.
Well, because of camping, that's why I kind of went that direction.
Yeah, no, I think the only like game like that has like base building stuff that I've played, I've only really played 2. Don't Starve Together and oh my god, it was the other one that was big, not Minecraft, the side scroller one, begins with a T, and my brain is blocking the word for me.
Terraria?
Yes. Terraria. Yeah. That one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both are fun in their own merits. I probably played a lot more Terraria than Don't Starve Together, but I think that's more just because of the people that I was around when it was popular, and getting people to do co-op things is sometimes difficult for me.
Well, everyone's gonna hate my answer because I play this all the time though, but it's Escape from a Tarkov. It's a survival game. You have to survive while you're trying to extract, and everyone comments, have you not escaped yet? They are releasing 1.0, so that's coming out soon, so we will have an actual mission where you actually can escape from Tarkov. But yeah, it's an extraction shooter where you go in with certain gear. You have to find more gear while you're avoiding being shot by AI and also other players that are also playing the game. So you know when AI it is, because AI will always announce themselves. Players never announce themselves. They kind of show around the corner. You're like, oh hey, and then you start shooting because you didn't notice they were there until too late, or they spot you from far away and snipe you. So playing that game solo sometimes it definitely feels like survival, and in terms of like resource gathering and extraction, I would venture to almost say survival horror, but I don't know if they might want to argue me that point a little bit. But no, Escape from Tarkov is probably an interesting game to play. I mean, the Ultras I'm playing also kind of survival, and that's kind of like a twist because the whole like key thing is you create another version of yourself that has alternate memories, but also has a different subset of skills because their life path is diverted off of your own. Because I've created so far a scientist, a technician, a miner, a doctor, and a botanist, and they all have different life paths of what they choose, but they're all essentially the same person, but they are different subset of skills and different personalities. So that game has been very interesting to play too. So yeah, but yeah, that would be the one I think I would pick. But Faye, do you have anything you want to ask?
Give me a minute, because I had a question, but then we kind of touched on it already, so now I got to think of a new question.
So I'm actually kind of really into the survival genre overall. Like I play a lot of PvP, but also a lot of survival because I have Don't Starve. Although I starve very quickly.
I think Faye, you're gonna need to get a Don't Starve Together stream. People want to play that, probably.
Like, I thought the joke of Don't Starve is that you almost never actually die from starvation.
Yeah.
No, I always die really quickly though. I've gone through multiple characters in like 20 minutes, and it's just like I'm bad.
You know, I usually don't agree when people say that, but in this instance, you might actually just be bad at the game.
So is it a game?
I'm so bad at this. I even tried to come up with something too, and I was ready, and then we talked about it. So never mind. Okay. No, okay, so I'm gonna go back to the hobbies things. What's a hobby that y'all tried thinking you would like, but you absolutely hated it?
Ooh.
art.
Oh.
I'm very self-critical, and every time I produce an art, I hate it, and I don't want to do it anymore. But like, I know that the reason is because skill develops over time. But I don't like the failure feeling when it just doesn't come out how you're wanting it to at all, and you just have no idea where to go.
Oh, I think
try that again. I'm trying to value progress over perfection.
Oh, progress. Okay. Let's see. So it's very interesting. I remember this jogs the memory of me playing tennis because my dad used to play tennis, so he was teaching me like backhand, forehand, all the moves to run around and like compress it all into my brain. And like literally, I think we tried practicing a little bit. I played a little bit. My brain was like, all right, do this. And like for a good 5 minutes, I was doing okay. But then something happened. My brain was like, this is too much. And I just stopped. it's literally just like, it's how I just like, I don't think this is for me. And because like, I think it's just the running around to constantly going back and forth to trying to hit the ball. And like, I don't know if they can come or ever seen this. My depth perception is pretty bad. So I don't do it. But I don't know. But at this point, I probably would not like ever trying to hit anything with a bat or a ball or a bat or a racket or anything because I probably would miss it. But yeah, Cito says he'd probably go back to guitar. Interesting. Okay. All right. So is that your question then, Faye? Is that good?
Yep, that's my question.
All right. So it's just kind of your little tiny corner for you. Do you have something maybe you could, a DIY tip, maybe a recent project, or maybe you can teach me something or that you can tell us about?
Give me a minute to scan the databanks. I'm not really sure exactly what would have appeal to you right at the moment. I did not prep as well as I should have. Apologies.
Oh, it's okay. Faye always does this too.
Sorry.
Faye always doesn't. Well, she did prepare, but we already covered it, so we kind of derailed her.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty good about admitting when I just straight up didn't prepare.
Yeah, that's true too.
I own when I mess up. That's like one of the few things that I can say is good about me. When I fuck up, I'll tell you I fucked up.
Background. Say you're still thinking? Combing the databanks?
Yeah, sorry. I was getting my background quieter. I apologize about that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
You're fine?
Well, say just thinking. The thing that oh, go ahead. You're good. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Apologies. I apologize too much for getting over it. It's okay. So, rubber cement. If you need to fix a tent, bring some rubber cement. It'll also work great on your hiking shoes. Just make sure you clean it up first, and yeah, it'll go ahead and seal up a leaky seam or all kinds of stuff and get you through that camping trip. It's real cheap and real easy. Just shmoo it on.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah, I was like, rubber cement.
If you ever have a tent peg that breaks, you can always go ahead and take your little wood hatchet and carve a new one out of a stick. Just put a little notch on it for your stakeout, right?
Yeah. That's true too. That. 2 tips. Yeah, I think you're right. Rubber cement would probably definitely. Oh man, it's been so while since I used rubber cement. So have you ever used rubber cement before?
Nope.
You never used rubber cement before?
I've never had to. None of the hobbies that I've ever had would have utilized it.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like it's because I think I used it as adhesive when I was a kid, probably, because that's probably one of the crafts that we've done to make sure things stuck and stayed stuck on the thing. But yeah. Oh wait, so Fiddle has a better answer. He's like, debate club. I thought I would love it, but the formality of it was painful. I can see that. And PT says long distance hiking. I hated it. Short distances for me. I can agree there too. Short distance for the win. All right, we're almost at the end, but you know what comes almost near the end? Faye's hyperfixation for the month.
Oh no, I feel like I kind of already went over it.
Okay, we'll just rehash it again for the closing.
Okay. So yeah, like paper crafts right now are the thing. So the book binding, the pen paling, specifically are the two that I've been really on because they both kind of fulfill different itches of paper crafty. I really, really like decorating the letters with like stickers and die cuts, and I have fancy fountain pens and
Oh, I need my personal like.
yeah, I
don't know
haven't had the chance to do that one yet. Like, okay, so the thing for yours, Ty, is going to be the dip pen, and I have to first figure out how to use it properly.
Okay.
Because it doesn't work the same way as a fountain pen.
Okay.
Like, at all.
Well, I've been waiting for this for so long, so you never know.
I know. I found the kit because it was packed away. I found the kit. So now I have to learn how to use it because I didn't actually open the kit before I moved, so I haven't touched it at all.
Okay.
Other than when I opened it up to see what you had sent me and just showed like, I got it. Look, it's so pretty. And then I immediately sealed that up because I knew I was going to be moving and I didn't want to risk anything happening to it. Because it was very well packaged. So I was like, if I take anything out, I risk breaking it.
What was that? What inspired that again? I feel like you were playing some game that inspired that.
I was playing a game that reminded me that it's something I've always wanted to have. But every time I've gone to a Ren fair, I've always ended up in whatever little shop has dip pens. Like, it's kind of one of those things. If you're someone who collects fountain pens, you also always eyeball the dip pens because they're very closely related. But I just never actually committed to getting one. But yeah, I think there was a pretty dip pen in some horror game that I was playing where one of the desks just happened to have one, and I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty, I want one. And I happened to have described it well enough that you knew what I was talking about, and then you're like, I got you a thing. It's like, ah.
There you go.
And I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I just haven't had the chance to mess with it at all because the move kind of upended everything, and it was packed away safely. But I have it. I found it recently, and now I just have to learn how to use it proper before I start trying to actually write letters with it.
Makes sense.
Because ink flow is gonna be a thing.
Okay. Oh, we'll see. We'll wait and see on this. All right. So closing kind
I've
of
actually played with dip pens before.
Okay.
Ooh. And
not a lot, but you just have to load it frequently, and when you first get done loading it, it's going to be a little bit heavy on the flow rate, so you might have a piece of scratch paper for that, kind of like blotting whenever you do stamping, you know what I mean? Or you might have a blot paper as well. But one thing I know is you don't want to use that stuff they call stone paper because it will mess up the nibs on your fountain or dip pen.
I've never heard of stone paper, so I have because of my collection of fountain pens, I have good quality paper that I use for writing my letters and stuff on with my fountain pens. And considering they both utilize nibs, I know how to care for the actual nib part, so I wouldn't do anything that would harm that. It's more just they use different types of ink, because fountain pens use a water-based ink, and that's because it flows very easily. That's why the second the nib touches the paper, it just out. Which gives it very nice flow and everything like that. But a dip pen, you need an ink that's going to cling to the nib because you're dipping and then going and then dip. And if it was water-based, it would last 0.2 seconds, which isn't what you want. So that's the part that I have to learn, is how to manage the different type of ink flow, because it's not really flow in a dip pen, obviously, but it's going to be a thicker consistency. It's going to take longer to dry, things like that. So there's things I'll have to learn how to be more careful with and how to work with versus fountain pens. But the tools that I have for cleaning and maintenance and everything like that shouldn't damage it, luckily.
Gotcha. All right. I was gonna kind of
silly follow-up question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Do you prefer dye or pigment-based inks, and why?
I don't think I have a preference as long as it's a well-made ink.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay. All right. So kind of wrap it up. So in terms of scheduling, Faye, when are you going to get back? Saturday?
Yeah, I'll be on my channel tomorrow night.
Yep.
We're going to be doing the Fatal Frame thing.
And I'll be back Sunday morning for some more Tarkov. So I'm going to kind of just do a quick roundtable, quick hits recap. Anything you found funny in this episode, anything you learned from someone else. I can't really tease the next episode that well, but you'll hear about their hobbies and the results of the hobbies probably next month. Maybe see what our PNG VTubers might look like. So we'll see. But anything that you learned this episode that you didn't learn before?
Not really sure about learning anything new, but I definitely enjoyed listening to. I'm glad other people had bad camping experiences. Okay.
There you go. All right, Sage. Anything from you for anything in this episode?
I never knew that there was a big difference between the inks used in fountain pens versus dip pens. So that's something I'm kind of wanting to do some iceberging on.
Nice.
Nerd, so I iceberg everything.
And I learned now what I need to do to get rid of the roots in my garden. But Sage, you have to message me later on the actual machine and everything, because I am going to forget once I get off the stream. so let me know.
He will hit stop, and all thought will be gone.
All thought will be gone from my head. So yeah. All right. So thanks again. I appreciate you guys for being here on the podcast.
Thanks for joining us, Sage.
Yep. All right, so catch us again next month for TNF again, and we'll come with a new guest and new things to talk about. So thanks again.
Bye, friends.